This content is for entertainment purposes only. Opinions expressed by hosts or guests are their own and do not reflect the views of this channel, platform, or the Not for Human brand. Viewer discretion is advised.
I put the bitch in free. Okay, I'm trapping all week. I do a pill and can't eat. Okay, I'm trapping all week. Okay, I'm trapping all week. Okay, I'm trapping all. I put the bitch in free. Okay, I'm trapping all week. I do a pill and can't eat. Okay, I'm trapping all week. Okay, I'm trapping all week. Okay, I'm trapping all.
And just in case y'all don't know, we're reviewing True OGs, Truth and Reality Undefeated, The Gender War. You know what I'm saying? By the homie True OG. Yeah, man. What made you thought about what was the agenda behind writing the book? What made you want to choose that topic?
Well, the honest truth is, I wanted to shift my content to talking about other things to a degree. And I felt like a book would be the easiest way just to purge myself, just to get it all out. You know what I'm saying?
I see what
do
you
a reset. Not saying I never talk about it, because the thing is, it's a never ending story, bro. When I try to let back, all I do is go on IG and I see some wild stuff. It's like what they say, you try to step away from the game and they keep pulling you back in. You know what I'm saying?
Pulling you back in.
They just keep pulling you back in. Like, Jesus. Like, I want it out. And I figured that there'll be a way to compile a bunch of my thoughts and concepts and theories all in one arena. And you know, it's just therapeutic. I think writing can be therapeutic and just get things out, and it helps you process things better. And it allowed me to write this book in a not even somewhat, as unbiased as possible, because that was my goal, to write a book without hammering and becoming preachy and putting my personal thoughts. I didn't want to make the readers or listeners. I want them to format their own thoughts on things.
I would say I was surprised. That was one of the surprising aspects of the book, right? Because I know your stance on most stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You red pill, but you're not just relationship red pill. You all around the board red pill, right?
Yeah.
And when I was listening to the book, I couldn't tell that it was a red pill person doing the book. You know what I'm saying? Because most arguments that you made, you give the other side of it, and it was a very balanced book. It wasn't what I was expecting,
and that's what I want people to understand. But if the people that do listen to my channel, they know that even on my channel, I try to be fair and impartial. Like I just did the show the other day, talking about the ego of women and how it's mostly men's fault. Most red pill guys not finna blame men for next to nothing. But I think the ego of women is like 90% man's fault. When you telling chicks you'll drink their bath water, when you see the comments, you know the stuff I'm talking about, right?
You
when
know what, bro? That ruins the shit for other dudes, bro.
Fact.
Because now they set the bar of pandering to, like, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
When I know chicks, and they'll say this, that dudes they just met is asking to eat their butt or begging to eat their butt. You can't operate like that, then in the same breath want to talk about how arrogant they are and how big their ego are. My ego would be big too if people were willing to pay my rent, take me on $300 dates, asking to eat my, you know what I'm saying? Just chasing me and pursuing me, making me feel like I'm a god, you know?
Right.
So dudes, I try to be, people think, oh, you talk about the women's. No, it's just anybody that's doing dumb shit. You know? And also, honestly, Like the first chapter, right? The algorithm of division. I know that the gender war can be profitable.
Mm.
I ain't feeling that. I figure people can make their whole careers off it. Why can't I write a book?
Yeah.
You know, people funding their whole career off talking about this. I want a little bit. I wanted a piece of it. So yeah, it is a little cash payola around the decision to write a book. But
Yeah.
how many people really write books for free? I think you got to pay for Bibles.
You gotta pay for, but don't get me wrong. At most hotels, there's a free Bible in there. But your book, but they mass producing that shit. You had to pay money to even create your book.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't free. It's just like with content creation. All the tools you use StreamYard. All the stuff you pay for. You got internet. You gotta pay your internet bill. So I get it. And you know what? That's the law. That is even some truth and reality right there. That's the law of nature. Nothing is free. Like in order to breathe in oxygen, you gotta pay with some carbon dioxide. You know what I'm saying? It ain't shit for free. You know what I mean? So what go ahead.
I was gonna say for all the people that listen to people like Sir Ism. He's a funny guy, by the way, but he full of shit. I don't even can't tell if he's serious or not sometimes. He sounds like
he be trolling. He be trolling sometimes. Yeah.
But at the same time, you could tell, you know, he kind of means some of that stuff too. But for the people who got ignorant enough to say there's not a gender war, it is. And I'm not saying people dying in the streets, obviously. It's not that kind of war. You ever heard of tug of war?
Yeah.
No, you feel me?
There's financial wars. There's technological war. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
We was at Russia with a Cold War all through the 80s. By Cold War, it wasn't no battles going on. It was, like I said, economic warfare, things of that nature. So the people that it ain't no gender war, this is only on YouTube. Where do you think these people that be on YouTube and social media, y'all do know they real people, right? That live in the world. They're not robots. They're not NPCs. They real people. And if you go to the barbershops or the beauty salons, best believe you'll be hearing these same conversations. It's just that as a man, you're probably not in that place. And as a woman, you're probably not in that place. But these same conversations go on in real life. And it's definitely a gender war because it's two different sides. It's men and women. And that's what you need in the war, opposing sides. And the opposing sides have to be attacking each other. It's men and women attacking each other. Men ain't shit. Women ain't shit. All these chicks do is beg. All these dudes is weak. They don't know how to lead. Verbal attacks going back and forth. So that's the battle. That's the war. Two sides attacking each other.
Let me ask you this: is the war organic or was it like orchestrated?
Well, a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Did a little bit of both.
Yeah, because women have always had a rebellious nature. If you got any sisters or female cousins, you know, women usually have that falling out 13, 14, 15 with their mother and stuff because they get to want to chase boys. You know, dudes had that falling out too, but we be a little more, you know, structured for the most part. Any dude that get to acting wild like that, he's really acting like a woman. That's why they call him, you know, a BAN.
A bitch ass nigga.
Yeah, because he acting all erratic and emotional, you know. So in a certain age, women not get that erratic and emotional stuff and start acting out, and they don't like being told what to do. They call it the spirit of the Jezebel. I don't know what it is. Some people call it being grown, but they just go against the grain. So just that nature of woman is the start of the gender war. You know, I'm woman, hear me roar. I'm independent. I don't need a man. So it started with that. But of course, you're right. It was definitely orchestrated or fed into by college.
Mm.
College is a feminist breeding ground.
Why you say that?
Well, that's where, first of all, it's a lot of carpet munching going on in college. In college is where you learn a lot of alternative lifestyle. Because it's just a bunch of people who never left the house just experimenting.
Yeah. I see
You're
what you're
learning new things. So if you're going to meet your first hardcore feminist muncher, it might going to be in college. Because where you come from, it probably wasn't even none. So you're getting indoctrinated and you're hearing stuff and, you know, people push agendas just sometimes just to put you in their bed. You know, men this and men that and the patriarchy. You got women who never used that word in their life. You feel me?
Yeah.
You got people that constantly say it but can't spell it.
Or they don't even know what it means. They think it means one thing. You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of those concepts get introduced.
But a lot of women advocate for the patriarchy because for this, like just simply telling a man, you a man, lead, or that is literally advocating for patriarchy because you want a man in charge. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But it's funny because there's double-mindedness to it. They advocate, they want a man to lead, but at the same time, they want him to lead how she want him to lead. And at that point, is he really leading?
I see what you're saying.
Because they want you to lead, but they think they have to agree with your leadership to follow. And that's not leading. If I only can lead you when you agree with my decision, am I really leading you?
Not with your decision, but they should agree with your leadership for following you in the first place.
Exactly.
Like so direction, you know what I'm saying? But as far as the details, I don't think there's because it's like you drive in and you go in the steering wheel and somebody telling you where to go. You actually a chauffeur. You're not like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's the kind of leadership the women want most of the time. They will follow your lead long as they understand and agree with what you're saying. But once you choose to marry a man, you're supposed to just trust and believe that he got the family best interest in mind. They said, well, I'm not going to follow no man blindly. Then I'm like, then why did you marry him? You clearly don't trust him. Now, I ain't saying don't ask no questions, but everything shouldn't be for debate and negotiation and shit. And so they want the patriarchy because they don't want to make the hard decisions, but they want input on the decisions too. But if the shit go bad, they're going to be like, you did it because you the leader. And I firmly believe that power, responsibility without power is akin to slavery. If I'm going to make the decisions, if I'm going to take the blame, I'm going to make the decisions. I'm not.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm not sharing the decisions, but not sharing the blame. And that's the kind of situation women want to formulate when it comes to leadership, where it's a democracy when making the decisions, but when shit get upside down, you the man, you the leader, you supposed to this, and that. And
so with a lot of these sentiments, right? There's a lot of the stuff that we talk about when it comes to like the gender war and stuff like that. For some reason, it feel like maybe because we're in the black space, but it seems like we're usually talking about black women and black men. Is it because we're in a black space, or do you think other groups of people experience the same shit?
I know for a fact other groups experience the same shit. I just talk about things from a black perspective because I'm black. And because I'm pro-black love, I don't really, it's pro-black love. Black men should be with black women. I'm not like Umar and gonna yell and penis police and get mad at people for doing what they want. But I just say I'm pro-black love, and that's what I think it should be. But I'm not gonna chastise a motherfucker for, Yeah. So that's probably why it seems like we talking about black women and stuff, because who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck what Becky doing.
I see what you're saying.
She don't look like me. Her kids don't look like me. I don't want her. I don't hate them, but far as I'm concerned, they can like, I don't know, disappear, and I think my life would be okay.
Mm.
You know, for the most part. I mean, I don't have any white friends, you know, per se, and I don't have nothing against them. I just don't have any. You know, I had some when I was in the army, but now that I'm out, why? But,
Yeah, I got a couple of white friends, but even like the white friends that I got, the majority of people that they be around is like black people. They, you know what I'm saying? They not like, from what I seen, you know what I'm saying? So I got like, and I got a good amount of Mexican friends too. And I do see especially the younger generation, I do see similarities in the male female power dynamics, you know what I'm saying? Or relationship dynamics, gender dynamic, whatever you want to call it. I do see a similarity in more younger people than older people do, you know what I mean?
what do you mean, as in behaving the same?
As in a lot of the younger women, regardless of what race they are, they usually they take towards a more like independent mind
Yeah.
state.
I see what
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's
A
the
lot of
Western
them,
ideology.
right? A lot of them is not prioritizing relationship and families and shit. More so the dudes think about that, but later on, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people think you have to attack when you talking about this stuff. It's an attack on black women, but really, it's a Western thing. And that's why I said people need to like go out in the world and ask certain questions because
And your mic going in and out, by the way.
yeah, I'm trying to sort this thing out. I think I'm finna switch to just the mic from the desktop. Keep it simple like that.
Mm.
So these people think the white man ice is colder. They think you're just talking about black people. But that's not the case. That's why when they be like, y'all black man this, y'all black man that, y'all don't want to go 50-50. If they just take the time and ask, Becky work. It's not even rocket science. Becky work, bro. How many times have you been somewhere and seen white women working? Every time I go to Walmart, anywhere, it's white women working. They got jobs. And they be having wedding rings on their finger.
You know what I would say too about that? A lot of people that I see that is at home moms, they either extremely rich
Facts.
or they live below their motherfucking means, bro.
Facts. The simple fact is they saying that, oh, y'all black men, y'all broke, y'all don't want to play 50-50, blah, blah, blah. Is false because it's only a certain percent of man, period, that can afford to sit a woman down like that. So the vast majority of people got to do dual income. The vast majority in this country.
Mm.
You have to, as an individual, be making 200 some thousand and up to tell your woman to sit down, and that's just to live a comfortable life. It ain't like y'all
middle
going to
class,
Dubai. Yeah,
like middle class, comfortable.
yeah, ain't like y'all going to Dubai and Paris for a month, no crap like that. and if you go on irs.gov, they'll let you know that only like 12% of people, period, make that kind of money.
Mm.
So it's like what the other 88% doing? They women working. Unless, like you said, if I make 80K, 60K, but you really to live a very Spartan, a very normal life, then you don't have to work. If so, it's based on like, because the dude can make 50K and you could be a stay-at-home mom, but you need to understand that we gonna only have the necessities. You know,
And don't get me wrong, is ways you could because I live with several of my exes, and I don't like how I set up my shit is if I like when I'm in a relationship, my girl could work or they don't got to, because how I'm living before I get in a relationship, we're not gonna live too crazy from that to where we could always have some shit if we need it. Because like I save my bread, I invest into shit that make me more bread, crypto, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, it's how you live in the life. We look at too much celebrities and we think that, if you're not having fun or you're not doing nothing unless you living like a celebrity. And them motherfuckers, their bills and shit is covered a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? They ain't, you know what I mean?
Life is a prime example. My wife technically don't have to work, but if she didn't, she'd be tight. Everything would be paid, but it wouldn't be no random sushi here. No random $40 at Bojangles here. No random restaurant. No movies. No, just that kind of shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
No, hey, take this, go get nails done, or Christmas would be slim. It won't be no $2,000 or $3,000 Christmases around here combined every year. So that kind, so it's like that 50-50 shit. First of all, the math is bad. Listen, I don't know about you, bro, but if I'm paying 100% of something and somebody want to come in and pay half, I don't see how that's an L in any way.
Bro, I never understood that shit. Unless you was back in the days when women stayed at their moms until they get married. Remember? Way back. Well, I was a kid and shit, but a lot of my aunties and them shit, they left until they leaving and going to live with a man type shit. Then I could get it. You wasn't even paying 100. You wasn't even paying 20 or 10. You know what I'm saying? But if you was an adult living on your own, maintaining, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That is wild.
Yeah, so the whole, I'd rather go 50-50. I'd rather pay 100% to go 50-50 don't make no sense, because those same people, if they go to a store and they be like, guess what? You're a 100 customer. So we're going to take 50% off your purchase. They're not going to say, nah, I want to pay that hundo. You know what I'm saying? They're not. They're going to be happy and ecstatic. Like, oh, wow. 50% discount is an amazing discount.
Yeah.
On anything, Can you imagine going to buy your car and they be like, yo, you can get this for half off today. You're going to be like, oh, But some kind of way in this weird dating world, coming in and paying half on something is a slight or insult to people. But
I want to ask you about the and this is not used. This is one of my least favorite chapter, but I do think is important though. The politics of protection, chapter 9.
Yes.
Could you give us like a brief rundown?
Well, with the politics of protection, pretty much a lot of women are saying that men are not protecting women anymore. And of course, black women say they're the most unprotected women, but I'm not going to get into the proof for that or not. It's just a lot of things they say, like they the most educated, but really that's Asian women have higher levels of education.
Damn. You're trying to start some shit.
They have more because they have more education than us, but that doesn't make you the most educated man. Because all groups of women are more educated than their men. White women have more education than white man. Asian women have more education than Asian man.
And when you say more education, you mean like
more degrees,
the most graduated in numbers.
Yeah, and more degrees and stuff.
Okay, like a numbers thing. Like more women have degrees than men.
Yeah, and higher levels of degrees.
Does because we got more women than men out in numbers, just with the math, there's literally more women than men.
Yeah,
does that play into it?
No, well, it's more that we know we're other ways to get money.
Okay.
We go trades. Because you got to think about the construction workers, the oil rig guys, the house builders, all those guys, they don't have degrees. Even the plumbers in the HVAC, in the welders, they got trades, they got certificates.
Oh, so they don't count in the certificates.
Yes, because it's not formal education. You don't got a degree.
And a lot of them stuff you learn on the job too. A lot of stuff, yeah.
Electricians and stuff, plumbers. You know, it's like a plumber can make 6 figures, but he ain't got no degree. He ain't got no amazing education. He didn't go to no HBCU or Harvard or nothing. He went to some little trade school and became an apprentice and learned that way, and then went on to be a journeyman and things of that nature. But
you're right about that shit, because most workplaces that's predominantly male, most of them don't be jobs you need a degree to get. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about that is that those degrees in the end don't make as much money as those jobs. Now, if you're a doctor or a lawyer or you had a big prestigious firm, then you can. But most of those, social worker, humanitarian, all those humanitarian degrees, the lowest level nurse and all that stuff, if you mechanics and AC and refrigerator repair guys make more money than that. It's just in IRS.gov shows on the stats that, on average men make $3,000 to $5,000 more than women. And that's for all the races too. All the men make more than women, but all the women have more education. But Black women not the most educated. They just more educated than Black men. It's really Hispanic. Asian women. But anyway, when it comes to this protection, I went on a ramble.
That's cool. That's cool.
The politics of protection stems from that. Like I said, they want to be protected, but at the same time, don't respect the people that they want protection from. They want to be protected, but at the same time, don't want to listen to the people they want protection from. Like, you can't ask for protection with the same mouth you said men ain't shit with.
I see what you're saying.
Why would I protect someone that critiques and insults me in that way? Protection can't be taken for granted. It has to be earned. And by the way, men do protect women. Men protect their woman. We protect the women we care about, the people that do good by us. We ain't Batman. We ain't Daredevil. We ain't vigilantes. We're not gonna protect women that we don't know. In most cases, I call 911. Like, are you throwing it all out there to protect a strange woman? Hold up, would your girl be okay with you risking your life to protect a stranger?
You know what? In theory, she might think that she's okay with it, but in a practical situation, she'll prefer me to make it home safe. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna hold you. She'll prefer for me to make it home safe. Practically, but in theory, it sounds good. It sounds heroic and all of that stuff. But it's like, don't get me wrong. If I see a man and his girl, you know what I'm saying, fighting, or he putting his hands in her, I'd be like, hey, y'all take that somewhere else. Especially if they're wrong where I transact in business, or my residence, where I live. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, hey, y'all take that somewhere else. Or I'd be like, yo, y'all chill, or something. But I'm not overextending myself, because a lot of people lost their lives like that. A lot of people get in the between shit, and the couple, they back together. As a matter of fact, there's a video on YouTube, right? A nigga breaking up, a man and his woman fighting, and then the woman and her man jump his ass.
Happens all the time. Happens all the time. And one of the main things I emphasize in that chapter is that what people in society need to understand, that we ain't just here. Our protection isn't just throwing punches, isn't just taking punches. Our protection isn't just shooting bullets, isn't just being a bullet shield. Sometimes protection is also just advising, listening. And that's the kind of protection that the women don't like, because they transfer that to being controlling. Protection sometimes is, yo, go sit your ass down. Protection is sometimes you don't need to be on that side of town at this time of night. Protection is sometimes you don't need to be out at this time of night with those clothes on. So now, but if you do that, you're insecure and you're controlling. So women only prefer the protection of getting someone off their ass. But there's more to protection than that. But they only see the lowest level, the most primitive form of protection, which is involves you receiving or administering physical damage to somebody else. When reality is, it's more the protection than that.
Yeah, and as far as protection, right? Another form of protection I thought of too is like protecting your man's reputation.
Facts.
Because our reputation could protect our whole family before we got to even lift a finger or even, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And a woman got to protect her. How she behave can affect his reputation to other men, to the streets in general, his whole image, and that can affect him in his personal and business relationships. Because I don't know how well I can do business with a man that can't control his woman. Because you let your women run wild. How I'm gonna trust you to manage, this money stuff. You clearly ain't got control of your personal life. So it's like I could make business deals with a dude that can't, who women just don't listen or respect them.
One thing I would say, if a man's woman is belittling him in public, that would give other predators, you know what I'm saying? It's like if you're in water and you and some blood and you bleeding, you know what I'm saying? She just scratch you, you're bleeding.
You see weakness, man. You see weakness, and unless I'm a predatory guy myself, which I'm not, I don't want to do business with a weak man. Now, some people will see that weak man and do business with him because they know they can run and get over on him. Well, I look for business partners with somebody that can make shit go good, not somebody that I can get over on.
Right.
So when if I see a man who woman just punking him and not respecting him publicly, I'm like, oh yeah, I can't do business with that guy. Because she gonna run the business. You feel me?
Yeah.
She my business partner, not him.
Yeah.
Every time she busts it down on him, she gonna be whispering shit. You know what? You should go to QOG and get a higher percent in the business. Next thing you know, he come in the office. Yeah, I was thinking. Motherfucker, we signed a contract. Like, where did shit come from? You was cool with it at first, but now you got this whole whispering in your ear.
I want to ask you about this cliche shit, but I just never I never spoke about it one-on-one with somebody. We might turn into a topic too, right? The hyena and lions analogy. Like, that shit is way deeper than we say that, because like I was thinking about this shit, right? And the male lion's mane is like his reputation. Because when other creatures, because a weak spot in the wild is people biting your neck, right?
Yeah.
But a lion, his reputation is his mane. Animals don't even try. They ain't even wanted to smoke with him because they ain't see a weak spot. And his only goal is to protect his family. And the lion's mane is like, you know what I'm saying? So and in the hyena clan, the female hyena is in charge and run the show and shit like that. So could you shed more light on because a lot of people call the women in the space hyenas, you know what I'm saying? Could you break down the hyena lion analogy?
Well, I think they call them hyenas because they're aggressive and sometimes extremely aggressive. And I think the female hyenas are that way because, am I mistaken, are they like bigger?
Yeah, they're the bigger ones. They're the dominant ones. And they got like a pseudo penis. Like they got an extended a clitoris type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So they call the women hyena because they acting like they got a pseudo penis. They pseudo penis is guess what that pseudo penis is? Money and education. The modern woman pseudo penis is money and education. That's why they'll say stuff like, I have these degrees, these successful businesses, this and that. I don't know why I'm single. Because the stuff you listed is what turns women on to men. Having degrees, having careers, having all this stuff, those are not male attraction triggers. See, women have certain attraction triggers, men have certain attraction triggers. And your money, career, education is not high up on our list of attraction triggers. It's not what make our it ain't what make our damn dick hard.
But why do they think that it does? Why do they think that we? Because we don't give a fuck about that type of shit.
we tell them so many ways, but they refuse to listen. They'll try to shame. So y'all just want a broke bitch? Like, no, we don't want a parasite. We don't want a chick we got to take care of like a child. You can have a job, but that's not what makes us want you. You know, we don't need, only guys care about your career, your job, and all that stuff. It's someone that want to use it. Now, we want a woman that works. At least we want you to, at least at the minimum, be able to take care of yourself like an adult. As in, you can buy your own toothbrush and deodorant and body wash. You feel me? You can
but for the moment, some niggas take a chick that ain't got a pot to piss in. Like, they don't like.
That happens too. Yeah.
That happens a lot of, bro. A chick from McDonald's could run into a millionaire and he could take her off that fucking McDonald's line. But a nigga at McDonald's,
it's weird. It's weird because they know what hypergamy is, and they know that most of them practice hypergamy, but they want to act surprised when we say we don't care about their money. Most men date down. Due to the nature of hypergamy. Hypergamy is women dating up. So if you're dating up, guess what he doing?
Dating down.
Exactly. So for every woman that wants a man that makes more money than her, and they often say that, right? That woman needs to understand that he's dating down now. If you want a man make more money than you, he's dating down. They often want someone that make more money than them, someone that's taller than them, someone that's stronger than them, someone that's more competent than them, someone that leads better than them. Guess who's dating down? Also, they want someone that's better than them, yet some kind of way they convince themselves they the prize.
That is crazy.
How?
I thought of a question while you were saying that, right? Because it seemed like they gotta be able to respect or look up to their man, right? But we don't mind like a woman that is like in a lower status than us. Don't get me wrong, we might date up in looks type shit. Cause a nigga don't want a chick that's more ugly than him. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think about male respect versus female respect in relationships? Like what do we respect versus what they respect? You know what I mean?
We respect femininity. We respect a good reputation. And we respect people that respect themselves. If the woman respect herself, 9 times out of 10, we're gonna respect her. Most men, women need to understand, if a man not respecting you, you probably ain't presenting a person that deserves respect in most cases. Something you doing, something you say, something about how you live isn't respectable. You know, maybe he saw you shaking your ass too many times on IG. So now he's not finna respect you. What they respect, money and power, status. That's what the Diddy trial is showing us. When you got money, power, and status, motherfuckers just do a lot of shit. They have regret on the back end. Cause you know, it been another chick getting interviewed now. She was Cassie replacement in the free calls. It says 50 Cent girlfriend, by the way, but I'm not sure. Ex baby mama.
Yeah.
Baby mama, yeah. It says
I saved the video on it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, so she's saying similar stories, but they respect money, status, power, all the stuff that make you at the top. The stuff we respect is a little more realistic. We just want somebody pretty to us, fine to us, that everybody hasn't fucked.
Hey,
Is that really
that last part is underrated, man.
Exactly. Is that really? Well, she don't have to be a corporate lawyer. She don't have to make 6 figures. Just be pretty to us, fine to us, nice to us, and ain't fuck the whole goddamn world. At this point, men are so reasonable, we don't even ask for virginity no more. Straight up. At one point, that was like a must-have for men.
That is far gone, because when I was in my 20s, to me, realistically, finding a virgin is more realistic in your 20s or when you just turn 18, 19, right? After you get in your 30s and stuff, it might not be the most realistic thing to find.
No, it's not. Now, exactly. See, this is what happened. Women kept lowering the standards and man kept accepting it. We should have never gave in. If once was a point, if you had kids out of wedlock, nobody in the town wanted that woman. She had no choice but be married a town drunk or work at the brothel.
Damn, bro. So you think single mothers should be doomed to work at the brothel? The bunny ranch, not the bunny ranch, man.
No, I'm not saying that, but that's just how it was back then. But you know, it's a disease out there that I made the definition for it. It's called CMS, Coochie Mismanagement Syndrome.
Oh my god, nigga. Yo, what's it called? Wait. What's it called? C what?
CMS.
CMS.
Coochie Mismanagement Syndrome.
Damn.
Side effects include double-digit sex partners.
Damn.
Kids out of wedlock. Sometimes multiple baby daddies. Inability to pair a bond. Off pH balance. Anger towards men. And just bitterness. Those are the side effects of coochie mismanagement syndrome. And a lot of women suffer from it. And since men, we are so benevolent and understanding, as women started breaking the societal rules. It once was a societal agreement, wait till marriage to have sex. Women couldn't uphold that. Everybody their choice. So then men adjusted, fuck it. It don't matter, we grown. And then it's like this. What they say, you give a motherfucker an inch, they take a yard. So we adjusted to them not being virgins. Then after that, they started having other cats' kids. Because we accepted them fucking. So then, when you're fucking, you slip up and get pregnant by a dude. So cats start accepting them having other kids. And then after we started doing that, they start having multiple dudes' kids. So every time we accepted some shit, they just kept pushing They kept stretching the field, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like they'll have 4 kids and 4 baby daddies, and you wrong if you don't want to fuck with them.
Mm.
And it all comes from accepting shit. You know how it is when people got kids? When they ask you to do some shit and you say no, you be saying no, no, no. Then you finally break down and say yes. What do they usually keep doing?
I ask you again for that. They keep asking you for more shit.
Exactly.
If they see you could break, they know how to break you know. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what happened with men when it comes to that kind of shit. We kept, for the love of women, we weak. And that's our fault, man. That's on our dumb ass. For the love of women, we kept lowering our standards. Now we don't have any. And they know it. Now dudes are trying to come back and have standards, but it's getting pushed back because the vast majority of women are already outside of those standards.
Mm.
Because you be
So let
like,
me get
damn.
this. Is it a way, like, what would you suggest, right? Do you think there's a way to bring back them standards?
Yes, start giving women who's not within those standards relationships.
Mm.
You have to age out a whole generation. But it's too many weak men out there that's gonna break down. But to get rid of those standards, you need to be like, if you can't if you can't work it out with your baby father, then you get nothing.
Damn. So you're saying if a woman can't work it out with a baby father, she should stay single?
Men should make sure that she stays single.
All men?
Yes.
Don't you think so? So you don't think they qualify for no type of guy?
Shit. There's some losers out there.
Because you think every guy deserve a good woman?
That's a good point. I don't think about the trash of the world, but you're right. Trash need to get with trash. But I don't want that either, because then they're just going to make little trash babies.
It depends. And a lot of times they do, though. A lot of times they do.
Going to be around.
But a lot of the most independent people I know came out of like dysfunctional family. It forced them to be a certain way early, whereas I see a lot of people grow up in a good household, 2 parents and all of that, and they kind of like not assertive, not innovative, because they had to be. They low-key kind of lazy, you know what I'm saying?
But some of the most meanest, violent criminal people I know also come out of dysfunctional
That's
families.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
most of the, you know what I'm saying? Most criminals.
So you're right. It can produce a strong person that got that dog in them to go out there and overcome the world. But in most cases, it produces angry people that they got that dog in them, but that dog is just to take what's yours. You know?
I want to ask you this, right? Because it seemed like you think you do believe there are good women out there.
Oh, definitely.
But you don't think it's the majority.
No.
What about men? You think the majority of men are good?
The majority?
Even if it's 51% majority.
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Is it a case where is more good men than good women?
Yes.
So some guys will have to just live, some good men will have to live the single life or take bad women.
Bad is one of those less degrees of bad, yes. Like I just said, it's single moms out there, because you made a good point. It's not that they should be alone, but they're going to have to get a certain quality of man that's the best he can do. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Because it's a great guy out there, but he's 5'5". He's slightly pudgy. His hairline a little pushed back. He makes $60K. He's an awesome man. He would never hit a woman. He would never curse a woman out. And he'll love up on a woman and he'll love up on her children. Now, he's a good guy. But she probably ain't going to want him because, you know, he 5'5", slightly pudgy. They only make $60K. But that's really the problem with the world is that these women, not only do they go out here and have all these kids, they still want the best of the best.
So how you think let's see, all right, hypothetical now, because you got daughters. I'm gonna knock on wood. All right, let me not say your daughter. Let's say you got a niece that is a single mother, right? And she dating this guy, and he accept her as a single mother. He accept her kids and all of that shit. How would you advise her to treat this man?
Well, first I'm gonna have to vet him real well to make sure he's not some kind of weirdo.
Okay, yeah, around kids. I see what you're saying. I see, that's fair.
Because I think any man that does that kind of stuff, something ain't right about you. T.K. Kirkland said it best. It's a It's a mental illness to want to raise another man's kid. I think he said that. I'm not saying that it is or is not, but
I don't think it's mental illness, but I do think it's some form of gaslighting. If you're trying to convince them that you're their dad and you trying to convince yourself that they're your actual kid. Because don't get me wrong, I could be a coach and I could mentor kids. You know what I'm saying? Or if I was single and I'm dating a woman that's a single mother, I could rock with the kids and shit like that, but I won't want to gaslight myself into thinking that they're my kids. They're just kids in general. They black youth, you know what I'm saying? Like in general, like I fucks with all of them. I want to see them. They're the future. But as far as trying to gaslight myself into thinking that they're my kid, I think that's the setup. You know what I'm saying?
And I want to be, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Since this is about my book, I'm going to be fair and impartial, and like I was in the book. If a stepdad, some guys, I say it's a shit deal because it does nothing for your legacy and your bloodline, right? It does nothing for you. And that's, I think, why T.K. Kirkland said it's a mental illness, because you're doing something that logically don't make sense. If you were to take the pros and cons and put it on paper, it'd be way more cons than pros to being a stepfather, because it does nothing. You're taking your time, energy, and resources, you put it into another man's seed. It does nothing for your bloodline or your genetic legacy. You have no rights over that kid. If you and that woman break up, you're losing your bitch and the kids.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being with a woman for 6 years? You love her to death and you love those kids. But when she outgrow you, or for whatever reason she want to break up, you out of there. And she said, don't contact my children. Any other further contact can become criminal. Yeah. So you have no parental rights, no legal support in that whole fucking thing. And that's why I think to consciously make that fucked up decision, some gotta be lacking up here, because it's too many bad ways it can go.
What if he's not an exceptional dude? Because a lot of dudes that date single mothers is because it's based on the physical attraction towards them. It don't be based on nothing else but physical attraction. And don't get me wrong, that'll be one of my next question. I want to talk about dating choices. But it usually is physical attraction that lead a lot of niggas to being stepfather. Because let's keep it a buck. Women that is not good looking, that is baby moms, most of them don't end up with. They end up being single. They don't get nobody. You know what I'm saying? The bad ones, niggas try to scoop them up.
Well, that's what it be. Like I said, that guy I described, 5'5", 60 pounds overweight, hairline pushed back, $60K. Getting with this chick with 2 kids, 2 baby daddies, that's an 8. Might be his only opportunity to get an 8. So he gonna take it. He a 4, she a 8 physically, but she got 2 kids. It's the baddest chick he ever had to touch. Yeah, he would definitely, you know, like you said, for the physical, he'll deal with Nug Nug and Ice Pick Jr.
So you're saying, so you think men submit to beauty, submit to physicality, give up their power, their leadership to bow down? You think men bow down to beauty? You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah.
Shit.
Men bow down to beauty, and men lower their standards for beauty. They would get with a chick with 2 kids. Is she bad enough? But again, that's based on the options of the man. The stuff we talking about is for what the non-select men do.
So only that do you think all men you think beauty is on the top of our value criteria?
On the top,
Probably top 3.
It's the starting point for sure.
Okay.
Because we don't know shit about a person when we see them. You know? So you see Keisha across the way, you don't be like, man, she look like she's an awesome citizen. You know what I'm saying? You be like, that ass fat and titty, she pretty. So it starts there. But when it comes to a long relationship, beauty's not the first thing on the list. Because if you fucking terrible to be around, your beauty only gonna get you pumped and dumped. It's plenty of pretty chicks that ain't, you know, they're single as fuck.
Right. Overbearing as fuck.
Exactly. Look at Taraji P. Henson, Shania Lathan, all those older women that was beautiful their whole life and just can't never get married. They say they want to be married. Or that Dr. Cheyenne Bryan woman. You know, be doing all them interviews.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's 42, wants a husband, wants kids, don't have either, but she's really pretty. So that prettiness only gets you so far with a man with options. See, the man matters too. So
you're saying like the man that they could get, they don't want that man?
Yes, there you go.
Because I'm pretty sure these women that you just listed, niggas, is because they're attractive women. They're not ugly. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But the problem is she attractive as hell, but she's 42. She's gonna want, and she want that guy. You feel me? Because she's pretty and she's a doctor, she's successful. So she want someone just as attractive as her and just as successful. But the problem is her 42-year-old counterpart can do better than a 42-year-old woman. He can get somebody 32.
Right.
And she wants kids. And if he wants kids, why go to a 42-year-old woman to start your family with when statistically the chances of her caring, you know, it's more than less.
I see what you're saying. Do you think most guys are bad at choosing? Because I want to talk about dating choices. Do you think most guys are bad when it comes to dating choices today? You know what I'm saying? Because when I look at online, I see a lot of niggas. Because you said there's a few good women, but it seems to me like the niggas want the baddies, the Instagram thotties, to be the conservative women type shit.
That's a myth in my opinion. Guys click on those Instagram girls because they pretty and they fine.
Okay.
But they know they can't get them. They know it's not a chance. It's kind of like window shopping. It's kind of like, hey, you ever looked online at some shit that you knew you couldn't afford?
Yeah.
Looking at cars or houses that you can't afford. People do it all the time. They're heterosexual men, so they're going to find those women attractive. So they click on it. But that's not who they are pursuing relationships or who they want in relationships.
I don't know. I've been seeing, and it might be because all of my examples mostly gonna be like celebrities and shit. But a lot of bad women be 4 or 5 times baby moms and shit because niggas is still getting them pregnant. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well, those celebrity guys have access to them. But I thought we were talking about normal dudes.
Even a lot of normal dudes be trying to fuck on strippers and shit too and get them pregnant.
But see, that's what we talking about. Fuck on.
Okay.
See,
I see what you're saying.
we have to separate relationship attention from sexual attention. Because what a man fuck on isn't always what he'll fucking be with. And I know
Right.
you experienced that in real life.
Oh yeah.
You know
what I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying? It's chicks we'll fuck for 6 months, but won't make them my girlfriend for 6 weeks. Not even 6 days. Not even 6 hours. So women, when they say, y'all say y'all don't like wigs, y'all say y'all don't like long nails, y'all say y'all don't like BBLs, but you're always clicking on those kind of chicks on Instagram. What they need to understand is that we don't like that shit for relationships, but we'll fuck women with that shit. They pussy still work. It's still functional. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? See, they don't understand men at all. Don't even try. We try to tell them the shit that don't matter. We try to fucking tell them. Yes, we hate wigs. Yes, we hate too much makeup. But we is not finna not fuck a chick because she got it at. We ain't finna run a chick out the bedroom because she got a fucking wig on. We ain't finna run a chick. We ain't finna fucking tell her to get that pussy out of here if she got makeup on her face. Like, what are you? We not. You know what I'm saying?
That brings me to chapter 12. The ugly tax. Let's talk about the ugly tax, man.
Oh yeah, I just sent you the audio. Well, I just sent you the audio for chapter 12 and chapter 11.
Let me check my email.
Chapter 12 is the cost per nut formula. And in chapter 12 is the well, that's chapter 11, and chapter 12 is the ugly tax.
Which one you sent it to? Okay, I see it. I see it. Just came through. How long is the audio?
Shit, probably 3 or 4.
Oh, that's the whole chapter.
It's probably 3 minutes. It's really short.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me download these shit.
You know, my I think some of my longest chapter was maybe like 5 minutes. Like I said, the book is only an hour and 17 minutes because
the book is I'm about to listen it again. It was an easy listen because the chapters ain't got that much buffer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I appreciate that shit, bro, because I don't like when I'm reading a book or listening to an audio book and they try to like fill up the spaces. Like, don't give me that much buffer. You know what I'm saying? God damn.
Oh, yeah, all that fluff and unnecessary descriptive stuff.
All right, let me make some space in the studio.
But for the people that don't know, the list of the chapter 1 is called The Algorithm of Division. Chapter 2 is Common Talking Points, Black man perspective. But since I'm unbiased, I went to Common Talking Points, Black women perspective. Then you got chapter 4, the role of a stepfather. Chapter 5, marriage, divorce, and family structure. Chapter 6, obesity, health, and dating preferences. Chapter 7, media, music, and masculinity. Chapter 8, feminism, hyper-independence in the soft life era. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Chapter 9, the politics of protection. Listen, ladies, men protect what they love and care about. If a man not want to protect you, maybe that's not the man for you. Men still protect women, just are women. And we got chapter 10, the MEAT principle. It's an acronym, MEAT. It stands for mind, energy, assets, and time. It's called protecting your MEAT, your mind, your energy, your assets, and time. Chapter 11, the CPN formula, cost per nut formula, which we're about to get into. Chapter 12, the ugly tax. Chapter 13, good products don't collect dust, which that's one of my favorites personally. Chapter 14, proof the past matters. And then chapter 15, healing the divide, because what's the point of talking about all this if you don't talk about how to try to fix it and heal it? Chapter 16, building better relationships. And chapter 17, what the future holds. So that's just to let y'all know that, as you can tell by the titles of the chapter, it's not just about the evils of women and the evils of the world and things of that nature.
And I do appreciate you having possible remedies and stuff, because like a lot of guys, they express all of this stuff, but they don't because you don't gotta have all the answers, but have some sort of suggestions. If as men, like we problem solvers, so if you identify the problem, you must have imagined some sort of possible solution. So I do appreciate that you added shit like that to the book. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Did you want to go into the CPN first or the ugly text?
we could do the CPN, but before we get started, I just want to say straight up, like we said, there are good women out there. And when I say there's more, I think there's more good men than good women. I'm not saying it's by a drastic percentage. If we want to throw numbers out there, I'll say it's 55% of the men are good and 35% of the women. I just really think it's less good women. And the reason for that is that it's honestly the reason it's less good women is men's fault. Because often you don't have to be a good woman to get a man. And often you don't have to be a good woman to get a good man. You just gotta be pretty and fine. And men, we need to do better.
So a lot of good men have bad dating standards or make bad dating choices. Because you don't got to make good dating choices to be a good man. I don't think that's what we measured by.
Well, it's just that it's not a lot to choose from.
Okay, I see.
It's like going on Tubi and trying to find a really, really good movie.
Yeah.
You know, you can find some okay movies, some all right movies, but you're not finna find Oscar work.
And you might got to go through some bad movies to find a good movie.
Yeah. So the catalog of women altogether, listen, 60% obese, 20% overweight. You know the percent got other guys' kids. Most women, by the time they 25, 26, they probably in double-digit bodies. Sometimes women graduate high school with double digits, 10 or more. The sense of entitlement, the selfishness, the lack of logic, like with the whole I'd rather pay 100% than pay 50-50 makes no sense. The whole dry begging stuff going on. If you want to catch my attention, cash at me. All that, it's just weird out here. And not saying it's not weird dudes on weird stuff, but most men just want a woman they find attractive that respects them. And he'll probably bend over backwards for her ass. Especially these average guys that's invisible. See, 80% of men is invisible to women. And by invisible, I mean...
Do men have ugly taxes too? Everybody got ugly tax.
Do women have to pay an ugly tax?
Yeah, an ugly tax exclusive to one party or both people got ugly tax?
Paid differently. Women pay their ugly tax by being more accessible, cooperative, and giving up the ass faster. Like if you ugly, you can't play with the poo nanny. You feel me?
Yeah.
You gotta lock it in, and you better be real aggressive with the gop, Let's get into the ugly tax chapter, man. So they can understand what.
All right, let me play the ugly tax chapter, and this is chapter 12 on true OGs, truth and reality, undefeated gender war, right?
Chapter 12.
Yeah.
The ugly tax. In the world of modern dating, not all attention is created equal, and neither is the cost. One concept that brings clarity to a reoccurring but rarely named experience is something I call the ugly tax. The ugly tax is a price a man has to pay when a woman isn't truly into him, but continues to entertain his presence for some form of benefit. This tax compensates for her lack of physical or emotional attraction by attaching value in the form of resources, dates, gifts, or even direct cash transfers. Unlike traditional dating expectations, where mutual interest drives investment, the ugly tax is one-sided. It exists specifically in situations where a woman has to justify why she's spending time with a man she otherwise wouldn't be intimate with. That justification, your wallet, your time, or your generosity. Forms of the ugly tax. Dates. If a woman isn't attracted to you, but still agrees to go out, the quality, number, and cost of the date she expects will rise.
Ooh. So you're saying a nigga that she's attracted to could just take it to the cheesecake or less, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Or nothing.
Or nothing.
She's just coming over. We all had, as men, we all had chicks we didn't have to take nowhere.
But just to be fair though, my best dates was with chicks that I was already fucking. Cause we just going out having fun. It's not like no intro, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, this is the thing. Once you're already cracking, them dates be off the chain because you already we good. We here now. Yeah. So I don't even feel like I'm getting used when I
right.
Because we already
when you feel like you're getting used, the day you might be a little bit more stiff with your wallet, you know what I'm saying? But if you already enjoyed it, because the thing about it when you're going out is not like you're spending on how you want to enjoy yourself too. But just so you don't want her to get the wrong idea, you're gonna withdraw how much fun you even have with yourself type shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's like that when you in long-term relationships. It's like that when you married. You go out with your old lady. Y'all just doing whatever. If it's within your budget, it's within your budget. But you're not pocket watching. You're not worried about if you finna stuff her belly up and get her drunk. Then she go home and use the drinking energy you provided to bounce on another nigga tip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she using your Patron to give this nigga some drunken love. You feel me? You done got her loose as a goose. Don't get me started. She loose, nigga. And she like, all right, I'm finna go. All right, have fun. I'm finna call it a night. She sit in her car. She texting up Big Dick Jimmy. He gonna meet her at the crib. And like I said, he getting all your drunk Patron coochie. You feel me? And she putting in that work because she lit off your money. So but the ugly tax definitely, I said this before, when a woman likes you, she don't care what the activity is. When a woman really likes you, she'll sit there and watch you play Madden. She'll just sit there and just watch grass grow, watch paint dry, watch photos have an orgy. She don't give a fuck long as it's with you.
Right.
You know, when a chick like you, they let you come to their crib. That's the first date when she really attracted to you, or she come to your crib. When a chick like you, you could just ask her out for tacos, bro, and cut afterwards. The less attractive she is to you, the more you gotta spend to make it make sense. You gotta cater that. You gotta make the event shine more than you.
Do you think guys should adhere to the ugly tax?
No.
What are some what are some alternatives? What do you advise a guy if a woman is presenting this man with an ugly tax? What would you advise him?
Man, listen. Protect your meat, your mind, your energy, your assets, and time. That's when you get presented with the ugly tax, you go back to the other chapter, protect your meat, your mind, your energy, your assets, and time. Because while performing that ugly tax stuff, it's gonna affect your mental, it's gonna affect your energy. You might even get depressed. Definitely gonna affect your assets because you're spending, and your time because you spending time with somebody that don't even fuck with you like that. But when it comes to the ugly tax, I suggest like when you ask a girl out and she like more concerned about what y'all doing than being with you, you need to pick up on that. Because it should be about the company, not the activity. If you have to make the perfect activity for her to want to be with you, she's not that into you. Now, If you just trying to cut, do it. At the same time, 3-day minimum. That's how you rectify the ugly tax. That's really the main plan for the ugly tax, because sometimes you can't get away from it. So I'm not gonna tell the dude not to fuck nothing. But it's two things that help with the ugly tax. The cost per nut formula.
Okay.
Helps the ugly tax because it helps you manage your spending.
You want me to play a little bit of the cost per nut chapter 11?
Yeah, because they kind of connected.
Let me run that one.
Chapter 11, the CPN formula. Protecting yourself with cost per nut logic. In a dating landscape where expectations can be unspoken and financial burdens unevenly distributed, many men find themselves spending time and money on women who may not be equally interested. To combat this imbalance, some have adopted a practical framework called the CPN formula, short for cost per nut. This formula is a tongue-in-cheek yet strategically serious method for ensuring men don't overextend themselves financially or emotionally while dating. What is the CPN formula? The cost per nut formula is a self-imposed spending limit designed to protect a man's resources by trying to maximize financial investment to what he would hypothetically be willing to pay for sex. While no money should actually exchange hands for intimacy in legal or healthy relationships, this mental model gives men a rational ceiling for time and money spent without receiving intimacy, interest, or reciprocation in return. How it works. A man determines his CPN cap, the maximum dollar amount he hypothetically be willing to spend to obtain sex. On every date, he tracks how much is spent on her, not including his own meal or experience. The total amount he spends is subtracted from his CPN cap. Example, his CPN equals $150. Date 1, dinner for 2 equals 100. Divided by 2, $50 spent on her. Remaining budget, $100. If sex hasn't occurred by the time he reaches or exceeds $150, the advice is clear. Disengage and move on. Why it matters. The CPN formula isn't about commodifying women. It's about men avoiding emotional and financial overextension. It's a response for the common dating experience where men consistently invest in women who may never return their interest, time, or affection. It's a defense mechanism against being the food guy, the pay my bills guy, or the placeholder boyfriend until someone else comes along. Real world application. Take Tyrell, a 28-year-old digital marketer who used to go all out for first dates. Dinner, Uber rides, rooftop bars, $250 tabs, only to be ghosted. After hearing about the CPN formula on a finance podcast, he capped his dating budget to $100 per woman. It wasn't about the money, he says. It was about knowing when to walk away. He soon found that women who were genuinely interested didn't care about lavish spending. And the ones who did usually weren't interested in him anyway. It's not one size fits all. Each man's CPN cap is personal. For one man, it may be $50. For another, $200. What matters is the principle. Don't spend beyond your internal value cap if there's no interest being reciprocated. And remember, this isn't about earning sex. It's about recognizing when you're being strung along. What the CPN formula is not. It's not a replacement for emotional intelligence. It's not a tool to manipulate or pressure women. It's not a guarantee of anything. What the CPN formula is: a budget for time and emotional investment, a filter for intent, a guideline for self-respect and boundaries. The takeaway: in a world where men are often told to step up with no clear roadmap or reward, the CPN formula offers a pragmatic boundary. It tells men you are valuable, and your time, money, and emotional bandwidth should be treated as such. The goal isn't to be cheap. It's to be conscious. Because once you exceed your cost per nut without return, you're no longer dating. You're subsidizing. Chapter 11.
I ain't gonna hold you. I can't. Hey, I don't see how somebody could argue about the cost, but not because it's like, to me, it seems like it's a way to protect you from getting used. You know what I'm saying? Getting used and abused.
And that's why you combine that with the ugly tax. Because if you're not, just because you're paying the ugly tax, let me say, don't mean you're ugly. I just call it that because it's catchy. You can call it the undesirable tax. It just means that you're not her first round draft pick. Just because you're a third round draft pick in the NFL don't mean you good. Look at Sanders. He good, but he got drafted in the third round. Look at Tom Brady. He got drafted in the end, in the third round, right?
I can't remember. I'm the worst to ask about sports.
I think Tom Brady got drafted in really low because you see he's one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT. So it's like, so if you paying an ugly tax, don't mean you just hideous or nothing. It just means you're not that peak guy for her. So to make that difference, to make it make sense, you might have to, like one guy could take her to Chili's, you might have to take her to some fancy Brazilian steakhouse to get the same outcome he got. One guy might have to take her on one date to get the box. You might have to take her on 3 because she find you less appealing. But again, a way to not get used when you're paying the ugly tax is to use the cost per nut formula. Because you got like, okay, I want to bang this chick, her body, her choice. She don't have to get me on the first date. And I respect that. Listen, fellas, a chick don't have to give it to you fast. But you have to understand you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Should you judge a woman differently for giving you it up on the first date?
No. No. Some of my longest relationships, man.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Same here. Like my longest relationship, we had sex before we even like officially even went out before and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, a lot of niggas is like, any chick that give it up on the first date is a hoe, but she might be your hoe. She might not be everybody hoe type shit. You know?
Exactly. That's where the ugly tax come in. Like, just because you got it fast don't mean these other cats have. Because it been chicks that I cut before that other cats come up later talking about, and they saying she giving him the runaround. I'm like, shit, I hit the first day. You feel me? She's gonna listen. Some dudes ain't gotta pay the ugly tax at all, and every dude ugly tax ain't the same. My ugly tax might be 2 dates. Another dude ugly tax might be 5, but you should never get to 5 dates, because that's another chapter I didn't put in, the 3-date rule. Before we get out of here, I just want to. Because it all combined. Listen, first date. By the end of the first date, you should be able to invade her personal space, i.e., touch on her shoulder, touch on her lower back. You know, when you're talking and you've done that kind of communication, and then she don't cringe or tense up, she gets a second date. By the end of the second date, y'all should be making out. If she don't get a third date. By the end of the third date, y'all should be fucking. If not, don't get her a 4th date. You got to understand, between these dates, there's still text, there's still call, there's still communications. These 3 dates can take 2 months to happen. So I'm not saying like in a fast time. You start talking to her, texting, calling, all that shit. Y'all go out, have a good time. After the first date, y'all still talking, texting, blah, 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 all that communication shit. And y'all go on the second date. It's a lot of, because this adult shit, you feel me? And if a chick don't want to fuck you by the third date, she don't like your ass. She don't like it. She's not that into you. Because if a chick like a dude, she'll fuck him on the first date, as we just said. So if they'll fuck a nigga they like on the third, and you can't get about it, if they'll fuck a nigga they like, these chicks be having one night stands with niggas they really like. If you can't get it on the third date, bro, she's not that into you. Even if she do like you a little bit, at that point, you gotta know when to fold them, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Because by the third date, 9 times out of 10, you probably done pass your cost of nut. What's your CPN? Hypothetically, what would you be willing to pay for a box from a chick that you actually find attractive? What's the most? Hypothetically.
On the first date, the most I would spend on the first date of a chick that I'm really attracted to.
How much would you be willing to pay for box? We had to stop there. Like, how much would you pay directly for sex from a chick that you find attractive?
I wouldn't want to pay for. I would feel like less. Hypothetically, I would probably if it's like a corn star, a corn star, or like a chick you see like trying to date.
A regular chick you ran across like back on Backpage or something back in the day when Backpage used to be a thing.
If I was on some tricking shit, I won't go over $300.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
See, mine is $150.
The reason I'm saying, I'm thinking like if I see a chick that is just bad as hell, I won't mind like anything over 300. I think is crazy because now like $100 is like I think that's like the minimum now when it comes to box. Like $100 is like a quickie. A quickie is like 100.
And 300 is not a bad number, especially if you're out of town or you in Vegas or LA or some shit like that. 300 a pop. So you take that 300, and that's how much you can get some quality box for from a chick you actually attracted to. So you take that, and pretty much you take a chick out, and if you spend $200 on a date, that's $100 out of that $300 cap. Because again, you don't count what you spend on yourself. So you take what the date costs divided by 2, and that's much out of your cap. So
the 300 I gotta spread it throughout 3 dates. Type shit. If my shit is okay, $100 date.
Now, if you can get the 300 to 4 dates, then you can extend the 3-date rule to a degree. But 3 days you should really.
I'm looking at it like 300 to skip the time of getting to know and doing all of this extra shit, and I got to deal with your emotions and all of that shit. Yeah, run it.
It might be a better deal, but that's a whole nother.
Because you got to go there, you got to sit down. Time is money. I could have been live. I could have been, you know what I'm saying, doing a bunch of other shit type shit. You know what I mean?
But a lot of cats are opposed for paying for box, even though busy men do it all the time. They think it's all about tricking. Sometimes it's just all about.
The only reason I'm opposed to it is probably because where I'm at now in life.
Yeah, I'm not that busy. Plus, I'm yeah, but I'm not. If I was single, I would have the time to get to know somebody. But actually, a married man like me, then paying for box actually is the best route because you don't.
It don't mess your shit up. Yeah. If I was some sort of like billionaire playboy and some shit like that, if I'm not pursuing a woman long term, I'll just. I might not directly pay her, but I'll have some sort of shit where it's just you not taking up my time because like my time is more valuable than busting a nut type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I might just wanna,
Anybody that's offended by a man watching how much money he spends when dealing with a woman is probably the person that's not spending the money. Because it's only logical to pay attention to how much you're investing in anything or anybody. You'll be a fool to just not be either just mentally tracking how much it costs every time you take this woman out. You'll be crazy. But of course, the women will see something wrong with it. But again, it's easy for the people not spending the money to see something wrong with managing and budgeting. Like, who doesn't budget and manage their finances?
Got a point.
You done took her out. You done spent 300 this day, 300 that day, 300 another day. And
let me ask you this, because I wanna I gotta fire it up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
From the outside looking in, like from a consumer standpoint, right? Because you listen to the audiobook. I'm pretty sure you listen to it.
yeah.
What rate? I want to ask you on a scale from 1 to 10, and I'll give you my rating after. On a scale from 1 to 10, how you rate the book, and if you had to give like a if you had to critique the book, you know what I'm saying, as somebody who read, let's say I'm True OG, and you listen to my audiobook, like what would you get? Like what would be your general synopsis on it?
I would give it a 6 or a 7, because I think it could have been more detailed. Some of the ideas could have been, I don't like fluff like you, and I think my dislike for fluff and buffer made me make it a little more bare bones than it could have been. But I didn't want to like overthink and things like that. Also, it's some chapters and concepts that I probably could have added. It was straightforward, but I think I could have put a little more meat on the bone.
I would actually give it an 8 low key, because it didn't get none of the fluff. Like I appreciate, I don't like too much information overload. Just tell me the main things and be open for me. How I learn, you give me the general shit and then open to me asking questions where I don't understand. But if you bombard me with shit, is information overload, because I can't help to take in the information. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got a question from Giz, Big Giz, right? He said, what is the next book you think you should do next? You know what I'm saying? What's your next project, without giving any spoilers? You know what I mean?
The Race War. Undefeated, The Race War. It's gonna be the next book.
I'm looking forward to that shit. I probably, somebody else did a book, not a book, a documentary about the race war. I want to mention them, but I fuck with the content though. But I'll mention them after the stream, so we could go and check it out. But y'all make sure y'all go check out Truth and Reality, Undefeated, The Gender War. You know what I'm saying? This book is an easy read, easy listen. As a matter of fact, if you get Amazon Prime, you could low-key get it for you could low-key listen it for free, and they still compensate Red Pill Ranger. You know what I'm saying? You get a 30-month free trial, and the brothers still compensated.